He's like I'm just not quite sure how it's going to go.
Avatar or something.
See the album back. Jesus Christ.
Call meeting to order, Lisa?
As required by the Open Public Meetings Act of 1975, adequate notice this meeting was provided on January 13th, 2022 by publication of notice in Express Times and Herndon County Democrat and posting a said notice municipal building on the same date. Mayor Barsney?
Here.
Mr. Baylor?
Here.
Mr. Beam?
Here.
Mr. Kenneth?
Here.
And Ms. McDermott? Here. Mr. Lavery?
Here.
And Mr. Finelli?
Here. Please stand for the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Out of order here, I guess. Mike, you can handle the Comcast?
Sure.
We'll do that first.
Yep, we have representatives from Comcast here tonight. We had advertised for a public hearing on their application. So I would just say if we have a motion from the committee to open the public hearing, and then we'll turn it over to you.
You want to make a motion to open the public hearing?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Thank you, and
It doesn't work, just talk loud.
okay.
The upper mic's.
Oh, yeah, you got your own mic. Well done, well done.
Yeah.
Good evening, my name is Fred DeAndre. I'm the Senior Director of Government Affairs for Comcast in New Jersey. I'm joined here this evening by my colleagues, Alex Navarro, who's the Manager of Business Development for Comcast, and Shay Leahy, who is the Manager in our Construction Department. I'd just like to share some brief remarks this evening on the cable franchise process, on Comcast, and respond to any questions from the governing body and the public. So this is tonight's hearing is on the application we submitted to the township back in March, expressing our intent and desire to provide cable service throughout the township. So, again, we're just here in further pursuance of that interest and to ultimately secure a license from the New Jersey Board of Public Utilities that will allow us to operate in the township. It's a two-part process that requires municipal consent and then the authorization of the New Jersey Board of Public Utilities. Tonight's public hearing on the application is just a required step in that franchise process that's governed by state and federal law. No decisions on the franchise have to be made tonight, right? So the franchise, again, is just our license to operate, if you want to think about it that way. It's merely an opportunity for the governing body to ask questions of Comcast. So your role in this is to vet the operator. You're looking at our technical, our financial, our legal, our managerial means to provide the service that we're proposing. Public can ask those same questions. After the public hearing closes during this meeting, your attorney will work with my colleague, Rob Clifton, who could not be here tonight. He's out of state. You'll work with him on a municipal consent ordinance that would grant Comcast the right to build, operate, and maintain an extension of our Northwest cable system in New Jersey. That Northwest cable system serves about 17 other municipalities in Hunterdon, Morrison, and Warren counties. I want to point out that the franchise is not exclusive. So when you're vetting us and you're making this determination, it should be on our qualifications as an operator. You're not comparing us against another provider. Again, it's not exclusive. You can issue multiple licenses for service providers that would like to provide cable service in the township. There's a couple things I'd like to point out about our proposal. One, we're entirely self-funding the construction of this project. We're not seeking any subsidy or grants from local, state, or federal government. The extension area in the township will be operated by existing Comcast personnel, including local management, customer care agents. We're utilizing existing facilities and staff and personnel. We have the infrastructure in Mansfield Township where we're going to extend from and local management there. Customers in the township will be offered all the same products and services offered to our customers in the Northwest cable system, including video service, internet, mobile phone for our internet customers, and home security. So what you're getting in Comcast is, Comcast was founded in 1963. We're headquartered in Philadelphia. We have the largest converged IP network in the United States. We have 34 million Comcast cable customer relationships across the country. We operate 20 cable systems in the state of New Jersey. We have nearly 5,000 employees in the state. More than 2.5 million New Jersey homes and businesses have access to Xfinity and Comcast business products and services. 100% of our homes and businesses passed by our network have access to speeds of 1.2 gigs or higher. We have more than 75,000 public Xfinity Wi-Fi hotspots that our customers in your township will be able to avail themselves of. We'll also be able to benefit from Internet Essentials. This is a low-cost internet service program that for income-constrained households that we launched in 2011. Since we launched that program, 648,000 cumulative total low-income New Jersey residents across 87,000 households have connected to that service. And since earlier this year, when the federal government announced the Affordable Connectivity Program, or ACP, provides a $30 subsidy to use toward broadband, we have service levels where your residents will be able to get it at no cost. We have what we call Internet Essentials Plus. It's 100 megabits per second download product. It comes with a cable modem, Wi-Fi router. Again, that's effectively free for qualified residents who meet the income criteria of the Affordable Connectivity Program. I'll leave some information about that program with the township to review. We're just going to share some quick results of our annual customer survey on Internet Essentials. It shows that 98% of parents who take part in Comcast Internet Essentials program have said that the service positively impacted their child's grades. 68% have said the service has helped someone in their household locate or obtain employment. 82% of customers who participate in the Internet Essentials program nationwide have said the service has helped them to locate key health or medical information. I want to close just by saying, we invest in the communities that we serve. In the last 3 years in New Jersey alone, we've given more than $18 million in total cash and in-kind charitable contributions to New Jersey nonprofits. So that was a lot to go over, and it probably went too fast, but I'll just pause now to take any questions from the governing body or members of the public. Again, I have my colleagues, Alex and Shay, here to answer questions as well.
And just to reiterate again, this is kind of the who we are introduction. So what'll happen is Comcast has already provided us with their draft ordinance. So what I'll do is we're going to put that in ordinance form. We'll get that to everybody on the committee, and that's kind of where the rubber meets the road. And that's where we see what they're offering and those type of things. So this is kind of the intro, and then we'll get into, who, what, where in the ordinance when we do that in the course of the ordinance.
What about like the construction?
We can handle all that,
Okay.
Basically, it's kind of funny. The only ordinance that's actually the contract is with cable companies. So when we adopt the ordinance, that's basically the contract with Comcast. So all the things will be in there. If they're contributing something to the school's TV station, or all of that stuff is listed, when they can do construction, when they, how many houses per mile.
The application that this hearing is on tonight, if you have a chance to review it, it has information about construction and their
Okay.
timelines. There's a confidential version and a public version that's available for members, public to view. There are some items that we may ask for that we can deem to be proprietary and confidential. That's why we had that secondary application that was filed. You can review that. That may answer some of your questions. But again, happy to, as we move forward in the process, you'll enter negotiations on the ordinance. The township and my colleague brought forward.
And then obviously it's the same as regular ordinance, right? So we'll have introduction and first reading, then have another public hearing on that. But that's where the ordinance is really the negotiation of the contract, because the ordinance is the contract. All right. All right. Motion to close the public hearing if there's no questions.
I'll make a motion to close public hearing. Everyone second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you all for the opportunity tonight. We look forward to serving the township.
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay. We'll still go out of order. I think Amy Overman's here from JCP&L. She's ready to
I am.
contact you. Want to introduce yourself? We'll
Yes.
do that so you can leave.
Yes, no, absolutely. It's like utility nights.
We know no one wants to sit here unless it does.
No, that's fine. I'll explain what this is in a minute. I'm Amy Overman. I just came tonight mainly to introduce myself. Recently, I took over Greenwich Township. I took over the remainder of the Washington line. So I'm representing the majority of Warren County. I started with the company back in January. I've been covering Hunterdon County, and now I've absorbed the rest of what I would say is Stan Prater's original territory. If, like, for everyone that knows him, Stan retired, and I took his place now. So I'm here. I'm excited to be here. Just two quick updates. I brought some information. We've been making a push for residents or customers that may be struggling to pay their utility bills. We have some information on that on different programs the state offers and whatnot, to see what you may qualify for on our website. Recently, moratoriums were lifted, so we've been making that push. And then also, very briefly too, another new initiative that we just kind of launched in the last month or so is we made an agreement, we got BPU approval, I should say, to start EV charging incentive program. So there will be incentive programs for residential charging, mixed use commercial and multifamily property charging, and then also public access fast DC charging. Our website has applications to apply for these incentives, and I'm just trying to make sure as I go around to the municipalities, they're aware, because there has been some interest expressed. But other than that, I really just came to say hello tonight. And if anyone has any questions or anything, I'm more than happy to take them.
Nice meeting you. Thank you
Yes,
for coming.
very nice to meet. No, thank you for having me, and thank you for letting me
Anybody
pop
have
in.
anything? Okay, thanks, Amy.
Thank you.
Okay, then we still got him. Then we'll do John Mooney, so he can get out of here.
Wow.
This agenda's useless tonight.
I've never gotten even third billing before, so this is a good night. So I'm here tonight to talk to you about the project that we have going on or that we want to fund. One of the things that we did was we looked into USDA, and I got to give Lisa a lot of credit. Lisa did a lot of legwork in looking to see whether or not we can fund the police and fire building through USDA. Towards the end, John Drakowicz, your bond counsel, got involved as well. And he made the determination that there's just no feasible way you're going to be able to do that. The township median income is too high for you to be able to qualify for it. There would be a very, very slim chance at best that you would even get it. And with that, you could go through the application process, but it is lengthy. And it's just one of those things that we don't see happening for you. So with that in mind, we're back to looking at a serial bond. And the only thing that we really need tonight is to know how we want to move forward with it. We had presented in the past that we would take the temporary debt that you have and roll that into the serial bond as well. That would put you at about $7,750,000 that you would bond. That would really eliminate all of your temporary debt, and that would include the purchase and the construction of the new police and fire building. We had a bond sale today in Warren County with a AA rated municipality. We saw a 3.92% be their percentage. We feel as though you might have gotten a little bit better of a percentage because your issue was significantly higher than theirs was. They had two bidders on it, one at 3.92 and one at 3.93. So the spread wasn't all that big. We think that a bond this size would attract a lot more attention in the market. What John and I discussed today as well was the timing of this. We would like to see you move on it as quickly as possible. We think that if we get out and have the bond sale in November, that's going to put you in the best possible place. Once you hit the markets in December, you're looking at being in the marketplace with a lot of other competition. So you do not get as favorable of a rate if there's a lot of issues that are going out for sale. If they don't get this one, they'll hit another one for a higher rate. Maybe they'll get that one. We think at the end of November, that's where you stand your best opportunity to go ahead and get your best rate. So we would be looking to have that as a sale date, that time period. You have 3 bond anticipation notes, like I said, that would be covered in this. Those are going to mature in October. So what John had suggested was that we go out and we get another bond anticipation note for a 3-month period. Because once you receive the proceeds from these, then you'll be able to pay off those bonds when they come due. So they're coming due in October. We have a budgeted amount in this year's budget that we're paying down. That's sufficient. So we'll take care of that.
We'll roll those bonds for a 3-month period because we'll have the money put aside and held in the town's coffers until those come due, and then we pay them off, and that's when the debt goes away. So there would be no bond anticipation note principal for the 2023 budget. There would be whatever interest we would have on that 3-month period. That'd be the only thing we'd have to budget for as far as interest on the bonds. So I guess I'm here tonight just to see if this is the way we're going, so I can take it back to him and he can put the schedule together of when we want to do this.
Anybody? Bill, you have anything?
No, I just think we gotta get going on this ASAP.
That's still great.
Yeah.
I believe
Longer
so.
we wait, the rates are gonna go up.
Right.
Yeah.
The longer we wait.
Why is it gonna take till November to do it?
There's a process where you have to put an official statement together. Anytime you put bonds out there in the market, you need to get a rating from either S&P or Moody's. It does take a little bit of time before we get to that point. It could be earlier November if we
Right.
talk tomorrow and say, let's move with it. But the time and the schedule, I leave up to him. He's the bond guy.
Right.
What are we paying a year now on our bonds?
In your 2022 budget, you have 263,000 that you put aside for principal only.
Basically, we've had over 200,000 more a year to make this bond payment, right? 475 is what you have 4%.
Well, you'd be on pace to pay off the bonds within their 10-year period. But wrapping this all together could get you a better interest rate in the market for the other debt, for the other issue that
Yeah.
you're putting out there as well. See, the idea is that if we went ahead and did this, it would eliminate at least that principal and interest payment.
Right.
So you'd only be focused on paying off serial bond debt moving forward. It would lead to, I don't know, Lisa, if you sent it around or not,
I
but
did.
it's very similar to what I showed Mr. Beam and Mr. Kanyuk the last time we had met. It's roughly going to be about a 3-cent increase to where you're at right now, which to the average local taxpayer is about $90 a year.
Right.
So that's what you'd be looking at. And we've structured it in a way where you have another serial bond out there that's paid off in 8 years. We were less aggressive on this one in the first 8 years. And then in year 9, we're just gonna take the 80,000 that we've been paying off that one and move it over and be more aggressive paying off of this one.
Okay, so I guess we're looking for a motion to authorize John and the bond attorney to continue.
I'll make that motion.
Anybody want a second?
I'll second it.
Anybody have any further comments, questions? Roll call.
Mayor Barsney?
Yes.
Mr. Baylor?
Yes.
Mr. Bean?
Yes.
Mr. Kenya?
Yes.
Ms. McDermott?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, John.
John, just out of curiosity, 5 years from now, if things return to normal, and that's a big if, and numbers drop, can you, I'm just gonna say like you would remortgage your house?
This will be a callable bond. There will be a call feature in it where you're not able to call it within maybe a 10-year period. This bond will have a 27-year payback period. Once you get out of that callable period, it prevents you from calling the bond and reissuing it. You'll be in a phase where you can refund the bond. So if you represent a 3% savings of interest over the life of the bond, you can go ahead and refund it. But it wouldn't be for the first 10 years. Usually it's not for the first 10 years. We can discuss that further with John Drakewitz and make sure that this bond falls in that parameter. Well, the way he writes it and the way it's written, when we sell it, that's when we'll know. But yeah, if you're at 4% now and interest rates drop down to 2%, you'll actually see a savings of greater than 3% because over the life of the bond, the interest rates are structured differently. You might see 5% at year end or 5.5%, in year 27. So you might benefit from that at that point.
I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you again.
Thank you,
Thanks,
John.
John.
We're not gonna take any more action on Comcast.
No,
We won't
we're
be
good.
offended if
They're
you
just
people-
being,
you
they're just
guys
being
wanna leave.
nice.
The right of way, resolution.
Oh, the right away resolution, yeah. That's on the
Okay.
resolution list.
Okay, resolution 7522, right of way use agreement between Township of Greenwich and Comcast Business Communications. Attorneys tell us everything's okay with that. So anybody will make a motion to adopt resolution 7522?
I'll make the motion.
Anybody want a second? I'll second. And questions, comments? Roll call.
Mayor Barsney?
Yes.
Mr. Baylor?
Yes.
Mr. Beam?
Yes.
Mr. Kenya?
Yes.
Ms. McDermott?
Yes.
Thank you, Mayor.
Very accommodating of you.
Yeah.
Take care, you guys.
As
Safe
you can
ride
see,
back.
we don't follow the agenda well. Okay, looking for a motion to approve the minutes of the meeting for July 21st.
I'll make the motion.
Anybody want a second? I'll second. Have any, anybody have any corrections, deletions,
No.
questions? Roll call.
Mayor Barsney?
Yes.
Mr. Baylor?
Yes.
Mr. Beam?
I have to abstain. I was not present.
Mr. Kenya?
Yes.
Ms. McDermott?
Yes.
I'll make a motion. We accept the August bills list and interim bills list for the treasurer. In a second.
I'll second.
Any questions, comments, anything pulled? Roll call.
Mayor Barsney?
Yes.
Mr. Baylor?
Yes.
Mr. Beam?
Yes.
Mr. Kenya?
Yes.
Ms. McDermott?
Yes.
Anybody want to make a motion to accept the tax collectors and tax collectors tax and sewer reports for July 2022?
I'll make the motion.
Anybody want a second?
I'll second.
Anybody have any questions, comments? Roll call.
Mayor Barsney?
Yes.
Mr. Baylor?
Yes.
Mr. Beam?
Yes.
Mr. Kenya?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So do you have anything you have to talk to us about tonight and under your report?
No, I'm good.
Rich, you don't need to talk to him, right? So I'm looking for a motion to accept the police department report for July, DPW report for July, township clerk's report for July, zoning and code enforcement report for July, court report for July, and ACO report for June and July. Anybody want to make that motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second. Anybody have any questions, comments, anything cool? Roll call?
Mayor Barsney?
Yes.
Mr. Baylor?
Yes.
Mr. Beam?
Yes.
Mr. Kenya?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I guess we'll go with this now. Part of the township clerk's report, she's asking for a motion to authorize her to execute a contract with general code for a cost not to exceed $4,200 to codify the 2021 ordinances. Anybody want to make that motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second. Anybody have questions, comments on it? We do all three together?
Yeah, absolutely.
Looking for a motion to authorize the clerk to advertise for vacant crossing guard positions and finance office assistant position. Anybody want to make that motion?
I'll make the motion.
Anybody want a second?
Second.
Okay, no questions, comments? And the third would be a motion to authorize the clerk administrator to bring in current municipal employees and advertise to hire a part-time help to sort file records and storage with preference being given to a current and former land use secretary, clerk, deputy clerk, etc. With knowledge of municipal records for $20 to $22 per hour, and paid from $25,000 designated for scanning of records.
I'll make that motion.
Second. So anyway, we're gonna do all three that way then?
We can just do the roll call,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
We're good. Mayor Barsney?
Yes.
Mr. Baylor?
Yes.
Mr. Beam?
Yes.
Mr. Kenya?
Yes.
Ms. McDermott?
Yes.
Committee reports. Anybody have committee reports?
I don't have any.
Summertime. nobody wants
We're
to-
still
When did you
out
want
for
to
the summer.
discuss that? You want to take it, or you want me to take it? Yeah, you can bring it. I guess we'll do the safe routes.
Okay.
Now under that, so we get out of that. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Safe routes to school, grant, we've spoken about it for a number of months now. John Dominguez is the owner of the property. He's hired an attorney, Tony Spizzaro, who's been working with John Drill, well, at least they've communicated. As it appears, they're waiting for an offer from the township for the property. They want us to buy it fee simple, so which would require a subdivision application at, look down the road. That's not really that important right tonight. So the question is, okay, who makes the offer and what do we offer? I mean, that's the $1 million exaggerated question.
Franklin to recommend someone, right?
Yeah, he's soliciting for a quote for us for getting the appraisal done.
Okay.
Did
So
you,
we
did
should
you
have that
speak with
quickly.
Franklin today after
Yeah.
after the email exchange? Okay.
Yeah.
All
So I guess we're waiting for that.
right, well, then there's nothing to do. Then that, okay, I didn't realize that happened.
He asked about coming tonight. He said, "So we got so much on. The guy wasn't here. He was been here. He's gonna be here next month.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so,
It's moving along.
Yeah.
Paul, you have any committee report?
Just a thing with the squad. We're going to try to tie in our 75th anniversary, which is now 76 years, with a fundraising event that we are going to hold at Thomas Stewart Park. But what I need the committee's blessing on, because we're going through all the processes, renting and all that good kind of stuff and open space approval and such. I need permission, just like the Community Day banner, we'd like to hang a banner out on Dumont and Greenwood Street advertising the event. And I think that needs TC approval.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we authorize or allow the squad to put a banner up for their 75th anniversary. Any questions, comments? Roll call?
Mayor Barsney?
Yes.
Mr. Baylor?
Yes.
Mr. Beam?
Yes.
Mr. Kenyak?
Yes, but what is the date of the event?
October 22nd, Bill. It'll be.
And 22.
It'll be,
Okay, got it.
Park.
We're good.
And Mrs. McDermott?
Yes.
My grandson's birthday.
Bob, as part of that, I think you guys have already approved this, but I did want to just mention that they already went to open space, they already went to recreation, everybody's on board and holding that date for them, so, and they're working on their ABC application, so everything else is
Okay.
moving forward.
Great. Is that it? Anybody else have anything? Professional reports. Mike Finelli, anything?
the SRTS we spoke about. Brookline Hill Road plans are with the DOT. We're just waiting to get their approval and then we'll get that road done. And that would be it.
Mike,
For me, Mayor.
Full business. Any, basketball courts are off until the spring, right?
Not this for the cameras.
Oh, this is cameras. okay.
But I guess Chief's just waiting.
We're just waiting for the
Yeah,
camera, right?
we ordered that. Yeah, did the cameras come in?
Not yet.
Is that what was on back order?
The transponder that relays the signal from the.
But if
building there.
Did you ask if the cameras came in, would they put them up beforehand or?
Yes, I did email him. I didn't hear anything back. I get right back down.
Even if we put signs up right now. I think
Yeah,
it could deter it.
That's one thing I forgot. I gotta reach out to see if what that price would be.
Okay. I mean, Joe, it's just garbage right now still. Is that an issue still, or since it's gotten hot out,
No, it's still an issue.
it's still an issue?
We talked about it. I think if I had 100 cans out here, they still
Oh,
would
wait a minute.
put it in the can. There's a couple of them out there now.
I see what the high school kids do at the high school. It's the same. So maybe if we put the signage up, then deter a couple.
If we can get you know what, I'll talk to Joe. If we can get a time, we'll have all the guys walk through the boards and whatnot.
JCP now that it's Greenwich, not Greenwich. We don't speak the Queen's English here. Darn.
Okay. Okay. Motion to open public hearing for ordinance number 106/2022, amended ordinance for the acquisition of sanitary sewer easement.
Make the motion.
Second.
Anybody from, all in favor? Aye.
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 One question to make a comment or question the ordinance.
And which one is this, Bob, that you're looking at?
This is the amended ordinance for the acquisition of sanitary.
Sanitary,
sewer
I got it. Yep, okay.
Meaning none, I make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone make a motion to adopt ordinance 106/2022?
I'll make the motion to adopt 106.
Anybody want a second?
I'll second it.
Any more questions, comments? Roll call?
Mayor Barsney?
Yes.
Mr. Baylor?
Yes.
Mr. Beam?
Yes.
Mr. Kenyak?
Yes.
Dermot, yes.
I'll make a motion to introduce ordinance number 107, 2022, an ordinance deleting sections 434 through 3441, replacing the property maintenance code. Anybody want a second?
I'll second.
Anybody have any questions, comments, discussion? Roll call.
Mayor Barsney?
Yes.
Mr. Baylor?
Yes.
Mr. Beam?
Yes.
Mr. Kenneth?
Yes.
Yes.
Looking for a motion to adopt resolution 7222, approval of the Helix appraisal for blocks 36, lot 1, block 36, lot 1.01, block 36, lot 1.02.
I'll make the motion.
Everyone second?
Yeah, I'll second it.
Have you been looked at, like, is everybody good with the appraisal? I mean, is the whole professionals who seem to be on board with it, right?
Well,
Yeah, it's a-
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of these things, I don't think we have a choice, right?
yeah.
Roll call.
Mayor Barsney?
Yes.
Mr. Baylor?
Yes.
Mr. Beam?
Yes.
Mr. Kenneth?
Yes.
Yes.
Looking for a motion to adopt resolution 7322, approval of the Helix appraisal for block 2605, lot 17, blocks 26, lot 32, block 26, lot 33, block 36, lot 1, and block 200, lot 1. You want to make that motion? I'll make that motion. Everyone second? Second, anybody have questions, comments? Roll call.
Mayor Barsney?
Yes.
Mr. Baylor?
Yes.
Mr. Beam?
Yes.
Mr. Kenneth?
Yes.
Yes.
New facility update. You have anything, Joe?
Yeah, just real quick, email from the architect with the layout for our meetings, 50% meeting on Tuesday, September 27th. That's 50% of the drawings done. 75% review of the drawings, Tuesday, October 25th, and 100% review Tuesday, November 22nd, 2022. That'll be the package ready to go out to bid.
Right.
And then the one other thing is we got from between the architect and the engineer, 5 more borings need to be done geotechnical wise underneath where the building's going to be expanded to. The fire department received that contract and they'll sign off on it and get that going as soon as possible.
Okay. Okay.
Now, and Joe, correct me if I'm wrong here, because I know everybody's got it in their package. Your dollar and cents commitment to the whole project, so on and so forth.
Correct.
I'm under the impression, and I think we should be, particularly some of the new costs and such that are adjusted, that at the very least, the town is going to pay for, and I'm hoping out of the bond, 2/3 of everything that you've already spent, because 2/3 of it's for us, not just the fire department.
That'll be up to you or whatever.
Well, I know it's kind of up to us, but
I know what's gonna happen here soon is I'm gonna run out of money. We're at a little bit, but other bills are gonna start.
no, I understand that, but I just kind of pointing that out as a point of reference, that 2/3 of these bills are at least town obligation. You know, that they wouldn't exist if it wasn't for the fact that we would expanded from a fire department to a municipal complex. So somewhere along the line, and I do hope it's in the bond money, that we'll be returning money for them to use to facilitate their fire department.
Additional playground equipment. Is there any updates on that, Bill?
No, nothing yet.
Shared service agreement, Board of Ed, anything on that?
Yeah, they want to know when we're going to sign it, but Lisa and I have been trying to work out some figures for maybe something that they can do for us. I'm looking at a cleaning service that, I'm getting figures that we're paying maybe somewhere between 11 and 13,000 a year. Maybe I'll talk to Kevin next week, see what they can maybe send over a janitor or something. We're doing the plowing and the salting, or somewhat of the plowing, I should say. We're mostly salting, and then, of course, the lawn care. So I want to really balance out the equity in this contract. I think we're getting short-sighted on this contract, so hopefully, I'd like to see them pick that up and take about 12,000 off of our backs. So we'll know more next month after I meet with Kevin next week.
Bill, were you guys trying to also, their purchasing agent, weren't we trying to?
QPA.
QPA.
Yes.
The QPA involved in this
Yeah.
conversation?
Yes, yes. So I'll hopefully have an answer for you on that as well.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
Sport Park, phase one planning plan. We have anything on that? Any updates? We need to talk about it? I don't think so.
No.
Nothing new.
Yeah, nothing really on that yet.
Resource officer?
I'll refer you to the chief on that one.
The application for that grant is applied for. I am working with the grant writer on the grant that I received, the federal grant that I received back in 2019. To see if now the school is more willing for a SRO, if I can use some of that grant money. That is going to be up to the manager of the grant from the federal government to allow some of that money to pay for it.
Okay. Fire hydrants, Aqua, is that resolved or have anything just discussed on that? Joe, nothing?
Never never got a response, right?
Nope.
Yeah.
Moving right into park, September 10th, sponsored by Rec. Do we need to do approval or something there? Or
Approval for the park to be open late.
Yeah,
do you want to do a motion on
yeah, I'll make a motion for the Recreation Committee to have movie night September 10th past, I guess, the dusk
it? Yeah.
time frames.
I'll second that motion.
Any other questions, comments on it? Roll call?
Mayor Barsney?
Yes.
Mr. Baylor?
Yes.
Mr. Beam?
Yes.
Mr. Kenya?
Yes.
Yes.
League of Municipality Conference, anything on that? We want to discuss whether anybody wanted to go, I guess.
Yeah, I
basically, right?
provided in your packets. If everyone could let me know if you're interested in attending.
I have passed, with the exception of my very first year, I've passed every year since because, I'm thinking it's almost a waste of time, but yeah, at the same rate, the very first time I went, I did learn a few things from some of the courses. I did see a couple of classes here that somewhat interest me. One of which is the truth about our courts. It's a
Yeah.
two-parter. Yeah, that interests me. And there was also another topic on EMS, the state situation on that. I don't know if I want to spend 3 days down there. Oh, that subject matter, but I'll get back in touch with you on that. There were a couple of other things that were minorly important, but the court thing stood out to me and the EMS thing stood out to me.
Okay, you can just, everybody can just let Lisa know what they're going to do.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
love to.
Okay. New Jersey's new curriculum standards. Is that you, Bill? Have that on there?
Yeah, that's me. The school district has adopted that curriculum, like most of the schools. There are schools that are fighting back, but what hopefully on Monday's meeting, they're going to discuss the lesson plans and how, and they kind of went into it last month and how it's not going to be as detailed as what's in the curriculum. Nobody's really forcing you to talk about those certain sex acts, even though it's in there. I don't think you're going to see them on a test in Greenwich, but so hopefully next week we'll see some, some discussion on their lesson plan. So they've adopted it a month or so back, probably 2 months ago, and we'll see exactly what they're going to do with their lesson plans. So I know when I talk to most teachers, they just shake their heads. So, until we change who's sitting down in Trenton, we got to go with it and just keep on top of it and, make it as public as we can, get more people out.
And Bill, with that being said, was there like internal arguments amongst the school board about adopting this? Or was this like a unanimous decision, or they felt they had no choice and had to approve it regardless?
I don't recall, I think back in May or June, they adopted it, and I don't recall anybody opposing that curriculum. And I don't know how many actually really read it in detail. I mean, I can ask that on Monday at Monday's meeting, what was the roll call on that curriculum edition? What I don't like is that, you have to really look at their, and most, I guess, school districts are like this. You have to look at their agenda a day or two before and open up all the PDF files. and see exactly what's in the consent agenda, because what they just do is they just go down and say, we want to, I make a motion to approve consent agenda A through Z, you know, so. And people in the audience don't have a chance to see exactly what it is unless they go in the day before or the morning of and look at those PDF files, so. So the question is, or the answer is, I don't know how many are actually voted yes or no for that ordinance or that curriculum. But I will get you that answer.
Okay, thanks. Okay, the land use board appointment. I'd like to make an appointment to land use board Dana Parker. She's a pace sitter part of the town. We're looking for somebody. What number would she be, Lisa? 4 or 3?
4, alternate
So
4.
I'm looking for some approval to appoint her as alternate number 4. So I guess I'm looking for a motion to approve her.
I'll make the motion.
Anybody want a second?
I'll second it.
Any questions, comments? Roll call.
Mayor Barsney?
Yes.
Mr. Baylor?
Yes.
Mr. Beam?
Yes.
Mr. Kenneth?
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, Bob, did you jump over the new cadet firefighters? I was following along, I don't know.
You see, yeah, you know,
It's
change
A8N.
it.
Oh, you know what, Bob? You probably
Oh.
don't have an updated agenda.
Yeah.
I don't have.
Oh, you don't have an
Yeah.
8N? It's hard.
I've been following it anyway.
Let me get you one, but
I've been
you
following
can have
it.
one. Thank you. It all sounded good to me.
Yeah. Okay. I'll make a motion based on the fire chief's recommendation to appoint new cadet firefighters Jeremiah Everett and Kaylee Mueller. Anybody want a second?
I'll second.
Anybody have questions, comments, discussion? Roll call?
Mayor Barsney?
Yes.
Mr. Baylor?
Yes.
Mr. Beam?
Yes.
Mr. Kenneth?
Yes.
Ms. McDermott?
Yes.
Okay, and then I guess I'm looking for a motion for a retroactive approval of fee waiver for August 14th for the Cub Scout Park Pack 50B.
And Bob, if
I'll
we
make
could-
that,
we could add to
make that
that,
motion.
approving rescue, no fee for their event.
And approving, and part of that motion, Bill, will you make it that we don't charge the rescue squad any fee for their ceremony, celebration?
Absolutely. So I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Okay, any questions, comments? Roll call.
Mayor Barsney?
Yes.
Mr. Baylor?
Yes.
Mr. Beam?
Yes.
Mr. Kenneth?
Yes.
Yes.
Correspondence from the open space, basically regarding the request for a dog park, and basically they're not interested in spending the money on that. So at least can you draft a letter back to those residents?
I did forward it back and haven't received a response.
Okay.
So,
What? I guess I'll make a motion, open public comment. One second.
But not even the Gullions.
Yeah, really, they must be able
They're not
to.
doing it, right?
You're right.
Anybody second it?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Brother, the public wishing to make a statement, welcome, come up. Seeing none, I'll make a motion to close public
I'll
comment.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay,
I hope
got-
they're okay.
I'm gonna make a motion to go into executive sessions to discuss police contracts and attorney-client privilege.
I'll make the motion.
I'll
Second.
Favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Did you add on that, this personnel?
Yeah, and police personnel as well.
I did, but we've kind of already.
Mike, it doesn't look like.
Lost
dinner. I'll make a motion, we go back in public session, we go in a second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Mike,
Yes, Mayor, we emerged from executive session at 8:12 PM where we discussed 3 matters, contractual matters dealing with police, personnel matter dealing with the police, and attorney-client privilege dealing with 1144 Monroe Drive. No official action was taken. Copies of these minutes will be available at such time as the committee determines there's no harm to the public interest.
okay, thanks. I'll make a motion that we authorize the chief of police to advertise to fill a police officer's position. Anybody want a second?
I'll second.
Anybody have questions, comments, discussion on it? Roll call.
Mayor Barsney?
Yes.
Mr. Baylor?
Yes.
Mr. Beam?
Yes.
Mr. Kenneth has left the meeting. Ms. McDermott?
Yes.
Anybody have anything else? Looking for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
Anybody want a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great.